Welcome back to my Unreal Engine 5 Tetris-Like tutorial. Just a couple of things to get out of the way. I'm still mostly spending a lot of my time learning how to make music and sound effects. So the tempo of videos is gonna stay light for a little while. I think what I'm gonna do is switch to like two videos per week, probably like Monday and Friday, because then that would give me all the evenings in during the week to make a video for Friday and then all weekend to make a to do stuff for Monday. I think I can probably keep that tempo up. In any case, so now all I'm really doing now that I have all the features in this game is just some polishing up. So one of the first things I wanted to look at is on mobile and even on PC to a lesser extent, I noticed it's kind of easy to misclick. And the reason for that is there's like no buffer. There's no like time buffer to input. So if you do one really quick click, you can pretty much just like drop tetraminos like crazy. And if you like are playing on mobile and you accidentally touch something, it'll just do that real quick and you're just kind of like screwed. So my thought on how to fix this is to do, like I said, a time buffer. This should be a really quick and easy change, but which one do I have? Is it input action cursor? Actually, I think I think you do this from the action mapping. Oh, that's right. I needed to do a separate one for cursor and touch. All right, anyway, so I want, is it triggers? Hold. Fires once input has remained actuated. Hold time threshold seconds. There we go. All right, let's try 0.25. See how that works. Time threshold, out of the way. Hey, look at that. I don't know if you can hear me clicking. Be a little long. Let's try 0.2 seconds. Little rapid fire clicking. Yeah, that feels a little better. It's play with it a little bit more, but that should take care of a lot of my issues of accidental clicks. Small thing, but it's a huge quality of life. Like I play this game a lot on mobile, like um and that's something that's really been like a pain point. All right. I don't think I'm gonna bother testing that, turning on touch controls. All right. So we'll call that one done. Oh boy. Yeah, Trello was having like an issue and it like yeah, it keeps disconnecting. So I don't know if this is actually gonna sync and it made like doubles of a whole bunch of my things and I had to move them over. So I don't know what's going on there. But it's pretty messed up. Okay, so this is another quality of life thing. I was thinking about putting the timer, the overlay timer, just over the tetramino. I was thinking maybe the cursor too, but I don't think that would be as good on mobile. You're gonna be looking at the Tetramino anyway. So let's look at that. Oh yeah, I left these tabs open. I recently bought a new headset. For sound design, like hearing subtle differences to like I know it's not like great to mix music on like really high quality headphones, but when I'm trying to learn and I'm trying to listen to like the differences in things that they're telling me, it was difficult to hear. I had the HyperX Cloud Revolver S, and it's a really good headset. But man, the sound quality on this is absolutely incredible, and it is on sale right now. So if anyone is interested, I do highly recommend this. My only complaint though is it comes with like a almost 10-foot long cord. Yeah, 118 inches. So like 2 inches shy of 10 foot, which is super, super long. Luckily I did see um there's a a standard 4-foot cable, and so what I did is I plugged the tent long one into my PC. I use this smaller cable when I'm like on the go, um, or like on my laptop or something like that. Anyway, so those both get my thumbs up. That's why I had those tabs open. Anyway, back to this. So I'm gonna mess around in here and see if I can figure out what it'll take to put that timer above the Tetramino. Um, I don't know. I don't know if this will be a UI thing or what it will end up being. I mean, I'm sure it'll be a HUD widget, but it'll probably be like a widget component if I were to guess. But this is something that I'm probably going to have to add in C++. Won't have to, but my Tetramino class is already in C++, so that's what I'll end up doing. I'm going to do that real quick, and I'll get back to you when I'm finished. Okay, so part one has been accomplished. Let's look at what it looks like. So I didn't add a widget, I just added a text render. I think that's all I'm gonna need. I think a widget would mostly, if it needed to be more complex than just text, which I don't know. I may still want to put like a border around it or something because it's just says um it just has the text. There's no background or anything to it. So yeah, I don't know, but I'll show you what it looks like. I don't have it updating yet, but it's right there. What I think I'm going to do is hide it while it's in the queue and only activate it when the Tetramino is actually in play. And then I will pass in the slice time. Like it's easy to see here, but when you're playing on mobile, yeah, the aspect ratio different on mobile. I made some changes to it. Um, but anyways, it looks kind of like this, and but you can see a lot further above and below the play area. So actually seeing the slice time in the current slice, um, you have to like look way up above, like even where the block is. So yeah, I think I definitely need to. I might just put this entire thing over the active Tetramino. I mean, maybe I could render it twice. So maybe I do want a widget. Hmm. You know what? Let's play around with that. And I will be right back. Okay, well, I got it for the most part. I am having a weird bug on touch on the enhanced input. Um, but first I'll show you what's happening. I set it up so that the mouse click would be a touch instead of a cursor click. Um, So if I start the game, go to show debug enhanced inputs, you'll see over here, so I have like the actuation time, the hold, the ongoing goes for 1 second. That's what I set it to for testing purposes. But then when I let go, okay, but anyway, then when I let go, this touch down here stays true, even though I'm not touching anymore. And that's happens whether I'm on a device or whether I'm simulating touch. Oh wait, well now what the heck? It's almost like when it changes the slice, it might clear this. No. But when I hit next slice, it does clear the touch. So it worked that time. Touch one stayed true even though the input is none. And now just any old click will drop it instead of expecting the hold timer. And then for some reason clicking a button clears it, and I don't see why. In the ongoing state there, see it adds up over time. Like, so if I keep clicking, it just keeps adding to the ongoing timer even though I'm canceling by lifting my finger. So yeah, I'm gonna have to play with that some more. I've been looking online and looking at documentation for a couple hours now, and I cannot figure out why that touch will not clear. I mean, it clears when I right click. Oh no, weird. And then, so if I right click, even though I wasn't holding the button down, it was still triggering. Well, anyway, as you can see, I added a little timer above. I didn't end up going with a widget. The text seemed to be much easier. I still, there we go. All right. So I'm just gonna go through what I did and then I'll figure out the rest later. Okay, so in the player board CPP, I just kind of move these around so that the touching triggered and completed would be next to each other. And I did the same thing for touch and cursor. But anyway, so I added the widget component to the player board CB. And then in the player board H, I needed to add anything. This saved. No, it's just in the C++ file. All right. So up here in tick, I switched over this active slice time remaining to be just a float, and then I'm passing that into the set timer instead of directly calling the UKismet system library and then passing it into set timer. Now, since I'm reusing that value, so then I did a null check on the tetraminnow in play. And if the tetraminnow is in play, then I pass in the time remaining, and then that displays it. But a couple other things that I need to do here. This is just me values here. I changed the active slice timer to be 30 seconds because it seemed like a little rushed sometimes. I don't know. It's kind of a preference thing. Since I added a change active slice button, I figured this could be whatever it wants to be. And if you feel like you're waiting around, you can just click the button to go onto um, but anyway, so this is down in the add tetramino to queue. So I didn't want the text showing visibility on everything in the queue. I only wanted it shown on the tetramino in play. So in each of the cases here, I did the set text visibility, set it to false. I did it over and over again instead of just sticking it at the bottom because I tried to do this T set text visibility and just put it right above this q.insert that I did. Uh, which by the way, I just moved that out into a where is it? Yeah, tetramino base, a pointer, and made it point to a just a one letter variable called t. Instead of inserting it immediately, I'm setting t equal to it. The idea behind that was that I could just set the visibility to false and then insert it at the end. But for some reason, it kept throwing an error saying that t may not be instantiated, which I thought was kind of strange. Even if I set this to like a default constructor or something, it would still always say that it isn't instantiated. So I don't know. I ended up having to just, as a kind of a way to get around it, I just stuck it into the case instead of sticking it out here. I really don't like the way all this code is repeated, but I don't know. For some reason, it forced my hand. I had to do it. Um, but yeah, and then oh wait, ignore this. This should not be here. I was just looking for a way to clear the line or clear the input. And then this is down. Let's see up far enough. So this is line 335. Line 3. Yeah, this is check set in play. Um, yeah, so if we pop one off of the queue, we're setting the position, and then I want to set the text visibility to true. That's all that is doing. And then I did the same thing for the hold. That is right here, yeah. So if there is a hold tetramino, I'm setting the text visibility to false. And if there's a tetramino in play, then I'm setting it. This is just in the hold function. All right. And then over in the tetramino base, I just added, well, first let's look at this. Um, I changed the category to have a 0, 1 in front just so they would all float to the top and I wouldn't have to worry about alphabetical order. So that's all that stuff is. But the only thing that is really new here is I added a function for set the visibility of the text. I forward declared a UTextRenderComponent and then declared, there it is, timer text, a t-object pointer of the UTextRenderComponent and added the timer text. All right, and now in the tetramino base C++, Okay, so I needed to add some includes, Kismet text library, slate enums in the text render component. This was kind of an interesting issue right here. So this is in the constructor. And if you just do timer text, create default subobject, and then you go set up attachment to root component, since I don't have a root component set or declared for this, it was just automatically making timer text the root component, which would mean that when I was trying to offset it to be up above the tetraminnow, all it was doing was just moving the entire tetraminnow up. So what I ended up having to do is just set the root component to just a blank scene component, and then set that up as the root. And then when I attached the timer text to it, then it moved. And in the begin play down here, I could rotate it to face the camera by 90 degrees. I moved it forward so that it wouldn't be like blocked by tetraminnows or blocks above it. So it's like just slightly forward of, so like 50 units is half of a block width. So I just set it a little bit further than that. I mean, this could probably be like 51 even. And then on the z-axis, I moved it up 200, which is just 2 blocks width. And then depending on the, oh yeah, so in order to set the alignment in C++, you had to do the timer text, set horizontal alignment, and then that's where these enums came in. So E horizontal text alignment center and E vertical text alignment. I also set to center, but you don't have access to these enums without this include up here. And then I found on my phone the timer text was a little too small, so I upped it to 125. And I actually upped it to 100. It was at 75, I think, when I first started this video. So 125, maybe 150 would be good. I don't know. I'll play around with it some more. But I could see these pretty well at these values. And then the set text visibility, all it is taking in a bool and timer text set visibility. That's it. Oh yeah, and then I have a setter for the timer text itself. This is similar, actually it's almost exactly what I'm doing in UI components. So convert double to text, and then I'm passing it in, rounding it off to one value or one decimal place, and I'm just passing in a float. And that's it. That's everything. That got me to the point where I'm at now, until I discovered the bug with the hold input. So I'll keep messing around with that and figure it out. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next one.